Hi, welcome to Unplugged with Eraldo and Daryn. We have a great show for you today. We'll be covering lots of trending topics that are making the headlines.
So let's get started. Joining us is actor Curtis Cook from Showtime's hit show, The Chi. Curtis has also recently appeared on the NBC show Manifest and FX's acclaimed show Mayans MC.
Curtis, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Oh, I'm happy to be here.
I got so many questions for you, but let's start with The Chi.
Okay.
Not the Kai, what other people, it took me a little bit.
Right.
Tell us a little about your role on The Chi and, about the show in general.
Oh my God, The Chi is an amazing show, and I'm not just saying that because I'm in it.
Feels biased, but okay.
Just a little bit, but not really.
Right.
It's originally, it's created by Lena Waithe,
Yep.
the amazing, incredible Lena Waithe. And I joined the company in the second season, which we just finished airing the 10th episode a couple of weeks back. And I played Duda. And Duda is introduced as this major businessman in the south side of Chicago who maybe has some nefarious dealings, but he is a businessman nonetheless, and he gets into a lot of interesting dilemmas.
Would you describe him as a good guy?
See, people ask me that all the time because
Well, I gotta know.
Well, I say good and bad is based on your perception.
Right, how you
I'm
perceive,
helping
right?
somebody.
That's right.
And 9 times out of 10 is myself.
Okay.
But
All right, Curtis Cook looking at Duda. Do you think he's a good guy from Curtis Cook's perspective?
I'll say this. I was talking to my daughter, my second oldest child, and she said to me, Isis, and she said, "Why does Dad keep saying?" She was talking to my wife. "Why does Dad keep saying that dude is a good guy? Why does he keep saying that?" And she's like, "Your father has to do that. He's playing him, so he's trying to find the good in him." So take
Wow.
that for what it is.
So, Curtis, I understand you brought us a clip for us.
I sure did.
All right,
Awesome.
we're going to roll that clip and give our audience a little bit of taste of what Duda
Okay.
is all about.
Judge
right?
for ourselves here.
Trice met with a tragic end. You saw an opportunity and you took it. Can't be mad at that.
What about Q?
He got permission from the old man to come back to reconcile some personal business. And of course, he let his emotions cloud his judgment, stole some merchandise that was in your possession that belonged to the company. Killed a cop. That's a violation. Q was held accountable, Q is gone. But let's talk about your role in all this. Trice was a lot of things, but he always brought us our paper on time.
I didn't mean no disrespect, Duda.
Congratulations on this blessing. You're accountable now.
Oh, shit.
All right, that was an awesome clip. I'm shaking in my boots. I
I'm
don't know
still
about you.
50-50 on if he's a good guy or not. I think I need to watch the rest of the season play
And
out.
that's a really
Wow.
nice clip to bring too as well, because that's
Yeah.
when Duda is introduced to everybody.
Right.
So that whole scene when he's meeting Reg for the first time and telling him that, you know what, you haven't paid our money on time and you haven't done what you're supposed to be doing on time, and therefore there are consequences for that. So I really like that scene because it's
So
really
The
powerful.
Chi is focused on the south side of Chicago, correct?
That's correct.
And the uniqueness about the show is that it actually depicts the true scene in the south side of Chicago, which is something that I don't think any viewers or audience have had the inside scoop. So tell us a little bit about how it was shooting on the south side of Chicago, because I understand that's where it was
But
shot.
yeah, Ayanna Floyd Davis was a showrunner at the time. She wanted to make sure that we depicted the South Side as honestly as possible. Because I think in the first season, they didn't use the South Side as much as they should have or wanted to or were able to. And it's beautiful because the South Side, Chicago itself, as well as the South Side, becomes a character in itself in the
Right.
piece.
Right.
And you get to see people living their normal lives day to day. I mean, I often compare it to, I'm a little older than a lot of the other cast members, and I grew up with like Good Times, which was based in the South Side. It was a comedy. But when that show first came out, it was just talking about real people's plights and real people's problems and what they had to deal with. And this show does the same thing. It is not a comedy, but it tells you, you know what? We are here, we are living, these are our day-to-day. It's kind of kitchen sink drama, but it also has, I'm not gonna knock it down. It is entertainment. It's there to entertain us and keep us excited, but it's showing us, you know what? Everybody is basically the same. If you get to see an inside of in our lives, you're like, oh, this is really good because I know these people. That's my aunt, that's my cousin, that's my
Right.
little nephew. And it just makes us, as we all are, all one.
It's
you
like
know what I mean?
art imitating life a little bit. It's
Most
very, very
definitely.
real.
Most
You were also in Mayans MC and Manifest. Do you want to be part of a motorcycle gang? And can you fly on a plane ever again, Curtis? These are my questions for
Can you
you.
imagine people who watched Manifest while I was doing that, and myself walking through the to the turnstile, and they're looking at me, and they're like, "No, don't get on this plane. You do not get on this plane with us."
I would not want to sit next to you, even in first class, on a flight.
Right.
That's
Oh,
all
my
I want to
Lord.
say. Tell us about your roles in both of those shows.
Oh my God! I'll start with Mayans because Kurt Sutter, of course, who created Mayans and Son of Anarchy.
Love that show.
Oh my God! And then
So good.
an amazing genius in his own right. I got brought into that show to play the head of the CIA kind of agency
Yeah.
that was investigating the bikers. So I didn't get to ride a motorcycle. And if they would have asked me, I would have been like, "Yes, I can ride."
Of course.
Crash.
course.
How much time do I have to learn?
whole-
I need to
Learn it.
right, try to do the Matrix. Hey, Susan, I need a Harley, that Harley Davidson 1972 immediately.
Okay.
That's
Okay,
right.
I'm ready.
That's right.
So I didn't get to ride, but the character, it almost kind of the same as the Shy. When I got to that set, it was so beautiful to see all these people of Latino descent and Mexican descent all together and behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, and working together. It was so cool. Unfortunately, I had never seen that in that capacity,
Right.
that large of a group of people doing incredible work, and the scripts themselves were direct, and I got to be kind of a badass boss, you know what I mean? Straight to the
Yeah.
point,
Absolutely.
efficient, and which also translated over into the Shy. I got to see, I got there and I got to see all of people of brown, dark, people of color working behind the scenes. Well, you don't get to see that often, you know what I mean? It's
Exactly
unfortunate,
right.
but that's how the business was a few years back. And
Right.
and seeing these strong women coming in, directing these amazing episodes, and seeing these gay and lesbian and LGBTQ community, everybody working together and everybody chilling and getting along. I was
Right.
like, this is what theater and this is what
Art is
movie
about.
art is about. And it seems so dumb that it wasn't like that before this had happened.
Right.
But it is happening, and I applaud both of those things. Mayans was amazing. We shot it in California. It was hot as hell because we were in the desert. And so we would be out there, and sometimes it would literally be like 112 degrees, like it was in New York not too long ago.
Yeah, no, I
And
know
you'd be out
that.
there trying to shoot a scene, and I'm a sweater. So
Oh,
if,
no.
if I don't have a jacket, all of a sudden you see these huge pits behind me. I'm like, okay, cut. Curtis needs a new shirt. Please get Curtis a new shirt. So I would have like 3 different shirts of the same outfit sitting around. But the scripts were amazing, and what we were able to do in that first season of Mayans, I think they're about to come back pretty
Yeah.
soon.
Yes.
Second season. What we were able to do was amazing. Now, Manifest, which was on NBC, was amazing for a lot of reasons, but one of the main reasons was because I got to work with my son, my oldest child, Curtis Jr. in that. He played my
Right.
son on Manifest. And when I tell you guys how every time I talk about this, I get a little choked up about
Yeah,
it
I can
because,
tell.
he was there when the career wasn't flourishing the way that it is now. So we had some pretty rough times, some pretty dark times. And when he said he wanted to be an actor, that father instinct in me was kind of like, you sure, dude? You
Yeah.
sure?"
Yeah,
I
there's
mean,
always
I don't
that.
want to
It's
stop
tough.
your
No, it's
blessings.
tough.
No,
though.
it is. It's tough.
It's really
in
difficult.
I think in my mind is one of the toughest professions out
One of
there.
them.
I
You
mean,
gotta
one
have
of
a
the
plan
toughest-
B.
You have to have a plan B, and that's
And
the way
I
it
feel a little
is.
ways about that sometimes
So-
because I think like if you have a plan B, you're gonna fall to your plan B,
Right.
especially when something gets really difficult. You're like, you know what? Why am I doing this? I have this plan B.
Right.
Let me do this. But he's really good and he's really talented and he has stuck to it and thus came Manifest on NBC, one of the top networks in the world. You know what I mean? And here we are acting across from each other, and I'm
Man.
looking at him, and I'm like, and our scene was
It's a
very
pleasure
emotional.
to have you on. I
crying.
know- I could talk.
I don't
all
want to be
day
on a
long.
flight with you,
But it's a pleasure.
but I want to watch all your stuff.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you,
Look,
Thank you
Curtis.
so
All the
much,
best.
Curtis.
God bless, man.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.